My name is George Ndongwe. I have a background in civil engineering. I am the managing director for Lusaka Water and Storage Company. I have more than 16 years of experience working in the water sector.
Je m'appelle Christian Rajafndakout, j'ai une formation en génie civil et en sciences économiques. Je suis le directeur général adjoint de la GIRAMA, qui est la société de distribution d'énergie et d'eau potable à Madagascar.
My name is Judith Renaud Manique. I'm a civil engineer and I'm a chief executive officer for production and support area in Águas da região de Maputo in Mozambique.
Our best customers at the moment are the people in the informal settlements. They draw their water immediately and pay. Currently, the capital that is available for us is inadequate for extending services to these areas, and that is why we have a huge backlog at the moment. Water supply coverage is about 82%, sanitation coverage is about 30%, and so you'd see that there's a huge gap, especially on sanitation.
It's not sufficient for the connections. We need an advance to do, then with time we will recover it. It's not something that we will not recover, but our main problem is cash now.
Comme les procédures existent au niveau de ces bailleurs, il y a toujours des conditionnalités liées non seulement pour l'alimentation en eau, mais pour d'autres critères de gouvernance que ces bailleurs imposent au gouvernement.
Currently, the capital that is available for us is inadequate. The procedure seems to be quite long to get finance from a number of donor organizations. We would love a much more simpler approach.
Output-based aid is a mechanism which was designed really to address some of the lack of progress in ensuring that lower income consumers are benefiting from these investments. The utility is encouraged to go and secure finance for itself to invest in ProPOR services. Once those ProPOR services have been demonstrated and 6 months of proper data has been collected to verify that the services are indeed reaching the poorer consumers, then that utility applies for a substantial capital rebate to pay for a proportion of the investment they've made.
If you went to the field, you see that we don't have 100% poor area. You have a poor area, but you find a nice house or two nice houses in the middle. So there is a specific requirement on the output-based aid because we need to respond. If it is really a poor house, the window is like this, the bathroom is outside of, so it takes time in the process to identify that home. It's something that gives another extra cost to us.
It's a bank. It operates with these very strict procedures and rules which you expect to have around money management, and that also takes time.
Most of the application of output-based aid has been done by the World Bank, and it's been shown to be a very useful mechanism for encouraging investment in poor areas. However, there are some features of it that limit its wider use. The process of selecting households can be time-consuming and expensive. Transaction costs and demands on staff time can be high. But I think a much more important limitation is that many service providers in less developed countries find it hard to secure the upfront finance needed to make the initial investment. What would make it a lot more scalable is if there was a pre-agreement in which a financing agency would say, you demonstrate something to us on a financially viable basis at reasonable scale, which improves the lives of 100,000 people, and we will commit to you that that will be scaled up across the city. The basic concept is that the utility will present a business plan of how it intends to invest in its city to make sure water and sanitation services reach the low-income areas. Against that business plan, grant funding would be made available for them to demonstrate it at a reasonable scale. Once demonstrated and once proven to be financially viable, socially viable and sustainable, they would have access to quite large-scale loan financing to scale out that model across the city. Putting it that way around creates the right sort of incentives for the utilities to actually invest in a way which is pro-poor.
I think progress-linked financing is a good concept. For us as Lusaka Water, we think we can qualify because we have made some substantial improvements in terms of the way we manage our utility.
Ça nécessite de considérer les systèmes de tarification, les plans de développement, les plans d'équipement, de réaliser des projets ponctuels.
We have the financial model here to see all our strategy to model and see what is the effect of every decisions that we take. So it's something that we could implement immediately.
We have experience from a number of projects that we've implemented in the past. And over the years, we've made a number of inroads in terms of extending services to the poor.
We need to spend a bit of some time to think and say, look, as a country, as a nation, as Africa, what should happen in the next 5 years? Let's think outside the box. There's a lot that we can do.